Hello, my dear, and welcome to Hansi Classes. I hope you're doing great and having a great learning. In today's class, we are going to learn about loan and interest, and it's a wonderful topic. Now, do you remember we are at which destination? We are at Rupaiville. Now, what comes to your mind when you hear this word Rupaiville? Rupee, money? Yes, and when we talk about money, we have to talk about what is loan, who can take loan, for what time period one can take loan, and what is the interest charged on it. Now you must be wondering that, ma'am, we are kids. Why should we learn about loan, interest, and time period? So, my dear, if you want to have that financial understanding, you have to know about all these things. Maybe you can help out your parents in savings and money matters. And over to that, if you want to become an entrepreneur, then you must be having the great financial understanding about loan, money, time, and interest. So, let's go back to Jake and meet Adrian. So, my dear, Adrian is a fisherman. And Adrian wants to buy fishing rods and fishing nets. For that, he needs your help. Help in calculations because you're great at calculations. You have already learned about where to use the arithmetic operations. The help that Adrian needs from you is this. Adrian wants to buy fishing net that costs rupees 15,000. And also he wants to buy two special types of fishing rods whose cost is rupees 5,000 each. You have to help him out in calculating how much money he needs in total. Now you must be remembering, whenever we hear the word total, what we need to do. We have to use the operation addition. He wants to buy a fishing net of 15,000, one thing, and he also wants to buy two fishing rods whose cost is 5,000 each. So, the cost of one fishing rod is rupee 5,000. So, what is the cost of two fishing rods? That is rupee 5,000 times 2, which is rupee 10,000. Okay, now here we have the cost of each and everything. Let's now do the addition. So, the fishing net is of rupees 15,000 and the cost of two fishing rods is rupee 10,000. So, tell me the total cost. The total cost is rupee 25,000. Awesome. But seems like he doesn't have this much money. So, what shall he do? Jake suggested that, Adrian, why don't you take a loan from the bank? Loan? What is loan? So, my dear, when someone doesn't have money, they can take loan from the bank. Loan is the money that one borrows from the bank. And do you think the bank will give it to you for free? That you take it and later you give it back? No, right? The bank will charge some extra money for that. And that, my dear, is called interest. So, if a person is taking loan, that is, if a person is borrowing some money from the bank will charge interest, that is extra money from that person. So this, my dear, is the definition of loan and interest. But let's say you don't have rupee 10 and you want to take loan of rupee 10 from a bank. One bank is saying, okay, take rupee 10, give it back to me, but give me 2 rupee extra. And the other bank is saying, take 10 rupee, but give me 5 rupee extra. Which one will you choose? Of course, you will choose the bank which is asking for lower interest from you, right? So always choose a loan that charges lesser interest. Likewise, Adrian went to the bank for the loan, but he visited 2 banks. One bank was saying, take rupee 25,000 and pay back rupee 3,000 every month for 1 year. So tell me, what is the time period over here? 1 year means how many months? 12 months. That means every month he has to pay 3,000 rupees. Till 12 months he has to pay that. Okay, let's move to the bank number 2. Bank number 2 said take rupee 25,000 but pay back rupee 2,100 every month for 18 months. So here the time period is 18 months, but in the case of bank number 1, the time period is of 12 months. Now, which one do you think shall Adrian choose? Because you're great in calculations. In order to compare these two, we must look at how much total amount is Adrian paying to bank 1 and bank 2, right? So let's see. For 1 month, bank 1 is charging rupee 3,000. So till 12 months, how much money Adrian needs to pay? Rupee 3,000 times 12, which is rupee 36,000. Okay. Although Adrian has taken only 25,000 of loan from the bank, but he is paying rupee 36,000 to the bank. How much extra is he paying? So the extra word when you hear, the interest word shall come to your mind. In order to calculate the interest, you must subtract this amount and the amount taken as loan. And the answer to this is rupees 11,000. So that means bank 1 is charging the interest of rupee 11,000. Now similarly, why don't you try out the same things with the bank number 2? Pause the video and give it a try. Let's have a look. In case of bank number 2, for 1 month, they are asking to pay rupee 2100. And if we are going to pay to the bank till 18 months the same amount, then what is the total? 2100 times 18, which is rupees 37,800. Okay, so in the case number 2, Adrian is taking from bank the loan of 25,000, but he's paying back to the bank 37,800. So what do you think is the interest in case of bank number 2? The interest is 37,800 minus 25,000. The extra amount that Adrian will pay if he chooses bank number 2 is rupees 12,800. So what do you think, which one shall he choose? Of course, he's going to choose the bank number 1 because the interest charged on it is way too lesser and the interest charged on bank number 2 is way too more. Alright, now let's summarize whatever we have learned today. So we have learned what is a loan. Loan is the money that one borrows from the bank. And what is interest? The interest is the extra amount the bank charges from that person who takes the loan. Likewise, you can also see some banks around yourself and figure out what interest they charge and what amounts. I will see you in the next session. Bye-bye.